Hi, here's an update on me. Let's see. I went crying over to Four Corners Community Mental Health and set up an appointment for an assessment. And then I had my assessment on Monday with a guy named Micah. And ran into a friend there, and she was in a lot of stress. It was a girl that I had practiced or taught how to chant. And they were able to see her rather quickly and just visit with her for a while and get her calmed down and get her set up with an appointment. So that made me feel good. And then I got to see Micah and do an assessment and actually have him ask me questions. And geez, how do you tell about a life that is like kind of littered with death and loss? I don't want to compare myself to anybody, but I'll tell you what, talk about a trigger, Uvalde, when all of those parents lost all of their children. I believe that was really a trigger for me. And when I had the assessment or the interview with Micah, he asked me, why is it, do you think that you're experiencing these changes right now in your life? Do you have a trigger with your children? You're raising these children. And I thought, no, it's not because of that. It's because I feel comfortable here and safe, and I know that I have the resources that I need to fall apart so that I can do kintsugi and pull myself back together and with gold and lacquer at the joints between the pieces, and so that I can shine myself up here in this wonderful place where I've landed in Castle Country, Utah. And that's why I can fall apart, is because I have a safety net. Not just a safety net, but it's probably a velvet tray that the pieces can be shown upon, and then see how they fit back together into, my original life as a Buddha. So, yeah, I had the assessment, and then they told me that they would have a therapist, they would have a case management, and then a therapist assigned to me by the end of the next day, I believe. And I didn't get to them because I had to work all day that day. That was Tuesday. And then today I went and I found out who is going to be my therapist. And I had chanted for the very best therapist I could possibly get. And when I went to see my primary doctor, Dr. Pendergrass, and I mentioned my new therapist's name, she just was like, wow, she's wonderful. And I said, I know she's the best for me because I chanted for the best therapist for me. And Dr. Pendergrass said, she's so good that I'm trying to bring her into my practice as well, so that my patients may have, on-site mental health care. And so I think she would be practicing both places. I don't know how that would work, but I'm going to be able to see this fabulous woman. And I listened to some music from long ago that I really love today as well. Ran into a couple of women that, actually 3 women that knew me, and I didn't know them. And it was okay. One of them I figured out, I remembered, because then I saw her children, and I remembered her by her children. And yeah, so we're going to get together, or we're going to call each other. I went into the hardware store and ran into a friend that I hadn't seen for a long time, and she said, whoa, you've changed. And yes, I have. I have changed, and I feel stronger now. I felt very, at the beginning when I started to make this transition into it's like I feel more solid now. I feel like I know myself a little better. I'm still working on it, you guys. There's so much to me. And, so many parts have been fragmented by the different traumas that I have. So there's, this kind of pottery, this precious life, my vessel, it needs to be repaired because it's a treasure. And there's just been trauma upon loss, upon seeming betrayal. And then, of course, I'm putting myself into situations where um, well, let's put it this way. There's parts, I'm going to say it, there's facets of me. There's facets of me. Because I don't like the word parts, it sounds separate. Facets. There's facets of me that are extremely vulnerable and that lack wisdom. However, faith and a mystic law makes up for that lack of wisdom, and I have received protection. And so many times I have to realize, I've made mistakes and I can come back from them. But just to know that I have a great guide to go along this journey with me in therapy, someone who knows how to do kintsugi, human, elderly, senior citizen, childhood sexual trauma, kintsugi. Please look at, I have a playlist. Please look at my playlist and see what kintsugi, the art of the beauty of the broken. Anyway, thank you. I will continue my journey and feel my pain and grow and heal and laugh again. I've had some really good times, I got to tell you, man. I got on that tilt-a-whirl at work in the play yard just to make sure those guys had fixed it right. Hey, you can spin it, but you got to ride it to really know if it's good. And so, yeah, I got on there and rode around. It's been great. And then in the store, I let my son drive me through the store in one of those child carts. I sat up in the seat of the child cart without the seatbelt on because it wouldn't go around me. And he pushed me through the store. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, I'm working it. See you next time. Thank you very much for just being my mirror, maybe. And I'm appreciative. I'm grateful for music. And I'm grateful for numbers. I met a young woman today who is also enamored with the numbers. She sees her special number everywhere. I asked her, what is that 111 tattooed on your arm? She's a lovely young woman. It was at the health department. I did get my COVID booster and my flu shot. And she talked about her angel number. And she was just so spiritual. And I taught her how to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So I guess that's the end of the story for today, that I've had the opportunity to share Buddhism with another person. Thank you.